Well, guys, you pukes.
You pukes.
If you think that I'm going to continue to do this show, you are out of your mind.
You are insane.
Because I am now rich. Kiss my ass. You pedophiles, frankly. Read it and weep, you goons. Now I'm rich, and no one can stop me. Okay? So, over the past couple, months, I've been hearing a lot about these goddamn apes. So I thought to myself, what up with these apes? Let me look into these little asshole apes.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Hi.
And welcome back to our channel.
Hi.
NFTs are trending like never before, and it has grabbed the attention of some huge celebs as well.
What a pervert.
In this video, we're taking a look at some of the biggest celebrities who own Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs.
Toilets.
But as number 5, Jimmy Fallon. Arguably the biggest and most well-known celebrity to have bought a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT is Jimmy Fallon.
It's amazing.
Make
You all
poopy.
go.
I have to go to that place. Last time you were on the show, I asked you to explain NFTs, and you did so in a great way.
Why?
Which is a very hard thing to really explain to a lot of people. But since then, Forbes has named you one of the top 50 most influential people in the NFT space. This is your
mine.
ape. Are we debuting
It's
it?
really cool. Like the hat,
Toilets.
the shades.
What?
I love it.
This is my ape.
It's yours. Yours is so cool. I love the red heart
Toilets.
sunglasses.
So the story that's been
going around as of late is that this guy, Justin Bieber, bought one of these apes. He bought the receipt for one of these apes, which I now own because I right-clicked that bad boy, and there, you want it, Justin? You're going to have to come and get it, okay? He bought this ape for $1.29 million. It's a little bitch-ass ape, little tearing-up-ass ape.
$1.29.
$1.29 million, he didn't even get a good ape. He got a bitch-ass ape.
Bitch ass ape.
So, this is weird. A couple months ago, Rolling Stone magazine, wrote this very loving piece about these apes. And I'll just read you a quote from this. "My name's not even Gordon," says, I guess this guy's name is Gordon Goner, who, like the rest of Yuga Labs' inner circle, Yuga Labs is the company that makes these apes, chooses to hide his true identity behind a quirky pseudonym. Gordon Goner just sounded like Joey Ramone. And that made it sound like I was in a band called the Goners. I thought that was effing cool. But when we first started, I kept asking, are we the Beastie Boys of NFTs? Because right after our initial success, it felt like the Beastie Boys going on tour with Madonna. Everyone was like, who the F are these kids? And then Rolling Stone notes, funnily enough, Madonna's listen to this.
And it makes me cry.
Funnily enough, Madonna's longtime manager, Guy Oseary, signed on to rep the foursome about a month after Goner made this comment to Rolling Stone. Okay, if we were to get really...
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. It's really loud. If we were to get really Zizikian about this, maybe we would say, that this is kind of reflecting the economy in a weird way. In the 60s, you had, who was the big rock star artist? Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol was the artist as businessman, right? Because it was he called his art studio the factory. He was churning out all this crap. He made a lot of money, all this stuff. But at the same time, he did make pretty great works of art, and he produced The Velvet Underground, and his movies were kind of interesting. So it was like the artist as a factory owner, as an old school business person. This, and what Rolling Stone seems to be trying to do is make these people who own this company into rock stars. So it's like the rock star artist as a financier. So it's almost like the craziness of an art market, but they got rid of the pesky art side. They got rid of that annoying little bit called the art of it. They just we don't even want that. Nope.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
There's a lot of people saying that about this on Twitter. They're like, why does he pay so much for this? And there's the kind of crypto guys who are this guy doesn't even get it. And they all have answers like this. It was intentional, man. It was intentional, man. It was intentional, man.
Man.
It obtained attention from the entire crypto community that he can redirect to his brand if desired, signaling, quote, into crypto slash NFTs for the politics. He joined an exclusive brand slash club, and he raised the floor on an asset he owns. Well, that part, I think that's where it all kind of is. So you can move that one to the top, maybe. It's funny because nowhere on here is like, oh, he wanted to support this artist because he wants to see more art like this out there. There's just not enough of these garbage-looking ass apes. Look, I don't want the value of these apes to go down, okay? These apes are badass. These apes make... This other Rolling Stone article about the apes, these goddamn apes, these damn... How has that not been worked into it yet? Damn dirty apes. These damn dirty apes.
Dr. Zayas, oh, Dr. Zayas.
This is the same thing that people were saying about James Fallon, the comedian, that it was maybe a sort of a conflict of interest for him to invest in this thing and then be pumping it on TV, because then the value goes up and so on. Rolling Stone looks like was doing the same thing. I mean, they're writing all these very positive articles about NFTs and stuff, and they have one. However, does not look like this thing is doing very well. So, I don't know. They did another article about 7 days ago about the artist who was hired to kind of like work on creating the original apes. She walked in, she said,
"That is my own sperm."
Her name's Seneca, and if you read this Rolling Stone article, the vibe of this is, man, this is so cool. Woo-hoo-hoo! This is cool. But there's one part that people have kind of focused in on, which is this. While she, Seneca, is not able to discuss the financial specifics of her compensation, she says it was, quote, definitely not ideal. So what it looks like happened is that all these apes, these damn dirty apes, are making all these millions of dollars and stuff. She's not making a whole lot of money off of these apes. You know, they got her in here. Hey, we'll throw you some. She's a kind of struggling artist. Hey, we'll throw you $100 and a Panda Express voucher if you barf up some apes. I guess it is cool that she did like an Art Basel thing and she made like $84,000 in cryptocurrency. So it's probably like it doesn't work or whatever. She made $84,000. It was given to her in Ethereum. So that's good. I mean, she's, getting something out of this. Here's some of her art. It's funny, too. There's part of this Rolling Stone article that's like, she got an offer, a left-of-center offer to draw apes. Like, they're really trying hard to make this seem like some kind of, like revolutionary. But it's funny because they went through some, some tweets on here, this Vice article. And somebody's like, somebody quotes this. Somebody quotes the part where they're like, she says her compensation wasn't that great. And one of the ape avatars says, weird. Did she think it was less than ideal when she agreed to the job? Why accept the job then? So, in other words, a lot of these crypto people are libertarians. Like, that's sort of how it was from the beginning, as I understand it, with these guys.
And it makes me cry to even look at them.
Thank you, Alex. This is a pretty funny one. Somebody's like, she should get paid more. They've made, this company, the Bored Ape Company, has made $50 million in secondary sales. And this woman who designed the ape probably made basically nothing off of it. And this guy, one of these Twitter guys says, I get what you're saying, but no, she shouldn't. If you made the Amazon logo... If you made the Amazon logo in 1998, should you get a couple millions now? No. I love these people who are just like, I'm sticking up for the billionaires. Oh, wow, you must be a billionaire. No, I make like 35 grand a year. But I stick up for billionaires in my spare time. But that's not the important part. A more direct parallel would be like if she designed everything they sell. Basically, she designed. If Amazon sold one thing, and she designed it, and then Amazon was like, "No, we're not giving you any piece of all this $50 million we made." That would be a little bit more direct comparison than the logo. You know, I need to get a look at Justin Bieber's ape. Ooh, that's a garbage-looking ass ape, Justin. You got a bad ape. You got a rotten ass ape, Justin Bieber. You need to return that ape. Get your $1 million back.
I may just never come back.
So back to this weird first from a couple months ago Rolling Stone article. Here's another quote. Bored ape art isn't as valuable as it is because it's visually pleasing, even though it is. Okay, all right. No offense to this girl Seneca. You know, people are just like, these apes look like shit. I mean, she did, you know, an artist made these, and I would think that she, you know, looking at her other work, the stuff that's sold at Art Basel, even I think she would say, that's not my best work. It's something I did for a company to make $100 and no royalties. It's valuable because it also serves as a digital identity. The tokens, meanwhile, act like ID cards that give the owners access to an online Soho house of sorts. Just a nerdier, more Buck Wild one. Buck Wild! Oh, this guy's a rock star right here. Noah Davis, who heads up Christie's online sales department for digital art, says that it's the perennial freebies and perks that solidify the Bored Ape Yacht Club as one of the most rewarding and coveted memberships. Is there like a place you could go to and get free drinks? If there's an open bar, like an eternal open bar connected to this, but I don't think there is. So what are you talking about, you whack job? In the eyes of most, if not almost all of the art community, the Bored Ape crap is completely misunderstood, he says. However, within other tribes of pop culture, hugely prominent figures cherish the idea of having a global hub for some of the most like-minded, tech-savvy, and forward-thinking individuals on the planet. Uh-oh. We're getting into sales talk here.
What a pervert. What a pervert.
Okay, so we've been crapping on these apes, okay? We've been taking dumps on these apes. On an ape, all right? If you listen to, like, any lefty podcast or YouTube or whatever, they're like, this is solely a scam. This is just a scam. NFTs, any crypto crap, scam.
Scam.
I'm not so sure about that. And one of the people who kind of like gives me pause to this is Holly Herndon. And I'll play some clips from Holly here. She is she's a big... Okay, who is Holly Herndon? This is like an avant-garde composer. Sort of. She does a lot of stuff where it's like machine learning kind of music and stuff. Very interesting artist. But she's a big advocate for NFTs and all this crap. And I would say she's probably the one kind of a person who I'm like, maybe there is something to this.
And that kind of came out of this feeling of frustration with Web 2 platform politics. So, you know, everyone here is probably part of Instagram where you're kind of contributing to this platform, but you don't really feel like you have any say in how the platform is governed or any kind of kickback, monetarily speaking. So I made an album in 2015 called Platform that was really critical of this kind of paradigm. So that's kind of how I came to this space. I was really interested in the kind of economic mechanisms that Web3 enables.
I think the same people who would say, like, all NFTs are scams, this whole thing's a scam. I think those same people would complain about Instagram and all these monopolist social media companies. I think a lot of people do want an out from this, from those companies, from just being the internet being completely owned by those companies. I looked at her little NFT profile, and what it seems to be is you would have to build up a reputation. A lot of people know who Holly Herndon is, despite being, you know, kind of an avant-garde artist. And she's saying, I kind of don't want to go through, I don't want to have to go through Spotify. I don't want to have to play a million people. I don't want people to have to play my song a million times to get $10 or whatever. I just want them to give me some cryptocurrency. And I definitely don't have a problem with somebody who wants to have a piece of this artist's reputation or whatever it is, and gives an artist a bunch of money. But the problem has always been artists not have no money. You know what I mean, guys?
That is my own sperm.
So I think the potential for non-scammy stuff is there, and I think Holly Herndon could be a sort of representative of that. But right now, it's just reflecting the larger sort of scammy economy that we live in, where it's just like, I gotta gobble up some of these apes. Because these apes, we're gonna hype them up and then they'll go up in value. Another thing that makes maybe the apes kind of kind of annoying is the way that they're kind of just generated. You know, they just kind of, it's all the same kind of ape, and they put a hat on it or whatever. I think this artist, Holly Herndon, too, is a good example of how machine learning kind of automated stuff can actually be kind of cool, too. Check this out.
The next voice that I'm going to play you, this is something that we haven't released to the public yet, but we're planning to very soon. And it's just to show, like, the leaps forward that we've made in the kind of like realistic sound quality of the voice.
What?
So if you can play sound file number 2. So I didn't sing this. This is entirely computer generated.
I mean, that's a pretty amazing thing that this machine learning did, is that's not her real voice. It's, I don't know how they did that. I don't know. Because usually you get that really choppy kind of crap with these when they take somebody's voice and they model it, the computer models it, and they do songs or whatever. But that one is downright very realistic sounding, doing that version of Jolene. Holy moly. So this stuff can all be used, all this machine learning technology, and maybe even the NFT stuff can be used for interesting stuff. It's just like not. A lot of it's not, or at least like the biggest versions of it are not right now, I would say.
Yeah, I think tokenized access to subscriptions going to be a thing. I'm working on a thing like that right now with some friends of mine. We're working on a project called Channel because we're trying to move away from Patreon for our collective podcast. So to create a kind of new channel that could be seasonally owned with tokenized access. So I think that's one way. I think there's a really interesting project called Audius that's trying to challenge the current streaming paradigm of Spotify. You know, if any of you all know any kind of working musicians, you know that the streaming rates are basically a joke. And it's not just the rates, it's also this idea that art could be valued on a per play valuation, right? Like, I don't need to listen to a really kind of complicated, dissonant orchestral piece on repeat in the background of my dinner party to...
This all sounds pretty reasonable. I think having an alternative to Spotify and an alternative to, what's this other crap? Patreon and all this stuff. I think these are all noble ideas. I mean, I don't know if we're anywhere near that yet, and I'll kind of believe it when I see it, sort of thing. But I do think that a lot of people that I follow and I like are a little bit fatalistic about, the internet's owned by all these companies and there's nothing we can do about it. It does seem like that this could be, I don't know that it is, but some of these tools maybe, possibly, and this is not what's going on in the mainstream so far, but could be possibly, maybe, used as tools to offer alternatives to some of these bigger social media platforms and payment platforms and music platforms and so on. I don't know. So guys, before I go, I would like to offer I'm releasing my own ape. Here's a picture of him. He's not for sale. Okay, so you can kiss my ass. And Justin Bieber, again, you want your ape back, you're going to have to fight for it. You little turd. You little Canadian turd, you. Thank you so much, guys. Love you. And bye-bye. Hey, guys. You're only getting a fraction of the weekly shows. If you want a new motherfucking episode every day, subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. You get the patron-only Tuesday and Thursday shows, the Bookablega show where we look at important books, and the goddamn weekly behind-the-scenes show. And for only 25 bones, you could become a producer and get your name up here. Look at these people. These people make this show possible. If it wasn't for them, nothing. We don't have a show. We got nothing, and it's garbage. And we have to just leave. We have to just basically walk away And we don't even really know where we're walking. That's the truly troubling part about all this. But please, become a patron today for as little as 2 bones, or 5 bones is another level, or 10, or you go the full 25 and you get up here. Big special thanks to these people. Love you guys so much.